went to do that, that's when I realized the plastic bottle was moving. In just a few seconds, it had floated a few feet down from me. I had to run after it. Finally, I caught it. But that's when I had noticed for the first time. The bottle had moved because the water in this place was moving. I hadn't even noticed that before. I said to my dad, "Dad, why is the water doing that? It's moving." Now, I already knew that in some places the water moves. Like, I'd seen waves at the ocean before. Waves are water that rise up, go down, and crash against the shore. But this movement wasn't like waves. Instead, this movement was in a line, moving constantly from one place to another place further down. It wasn't crashing against the shore. It was going from here down this way. It was flowing. My dad smiled and said, "Doug, that's a river. That's what a river does. A river flows." In fact, people love to float down rivers. Sometimes in the summer when it's nice and warm, people will put inflatable tubes in and sit on them and then just float down the river, just for fun. I thought about this some and said, wow, so does that mean if you put a boat in there, you wouldn't even have to paddle? My dad explained, that's right, you wouldn't have to. As long as you're okay going the same direction that the river flows, the river will just carry you like a train. That's what rivers do. But why? What makes the water move like this? What causes a river to flow?
Okay, so we are going to make a model to find out why the water flows the way it does. So I'm going to pass out your first activity. Olivia, do you want to go turn the lights on for me? Thank you.
I'm lights person.
Oh, you're lights person? I will remember that next time. I'm sorry, Josiah.
It's okay.
And go ahead on this piece of paper. There is a line here at the bottom that says this land belongs to, and I want you to go ahead and write your name on that line. So go ahead and get out a pencil and write your name on that bottom line.
Make it darker.
Okay, so once we all have our names written on that piece, I'm gonna bring around this blank piece of paper, but don't do anything with it yet, so just leave it sitting right where it is.
Leave it like a chicken duck.
Yep.
It doesn't move because it's different.
I've seen everyone's names on the bottom of their paper already. That shows me they're following directions. Thank you.
This is actually my favorite.
Okay. So usually we would do this project with a partner, but because of COVID, we can't do that, sadly. So you get to do both jobs that we have. So you're going to take your blank sheet of paper with nothing on it and take your fist and hold it up high in the air and make a fist. And take the paper and put it over and crumple it. Crumple it over your fist. Crumple it. Crumple it. And then take your fist out and crumple it some more. Crumple it.
Didn't hurt.
Oh, don't do that. Pull your fist out and crumple it some more. And once it's crumpled to your liking, pull it out very gently. You're going to spread it all back out.
I can do that, but that's not the hit on. No.
Pull it. If you need some help, raise your hand up. Miss Grant and I will come around and help pull it up. Good job. Good job. Okay. And now once you have that done, put everything down so you guys can see what we're going to do next. We're going to take our bottom piece of paper, I'm going to use Zachary's desk, and Miss Grant and I are going to come around and tape down your corners.
I don't have corners. I do have corners.
So it's standing, just like this. What does that look like? Mountain. So it looks like a big mountain, doesn't it? So we're going to come around and do that now. So go ahead and lay your crumpled paper on top of your... Yes.
Mine looks like a cave mountain.
It does. It's fun to see how all these turn out.
Mine does too. Nicholas already did this. Mine does gonna turn out.
It says stickers, but we're going to take pictures.
You don't play numbers.
Can you do yours yourself?
Did I crumple mine enough? What do you think? He said what? He said what? Because I'm a big crumple.
It will. I think it looks like
Sit up now. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Sides are still on. It's a cave. There's nothing like a mountain. There's a cave on the side. There's a cave on the side. I don't have a mountain. I know how this is going to turn out. Look at my mountain. It's my friend. I thought it came out big mountain. Let's see if it can fly. My kid can fly down.
Oh, be careful.
This looks nothing like a mountain. But it can fly. So we could do that.
Oh, we're not throwing our mouth. I want you guys to get the last for the project. Thank you, sir. Nice and quiet.
I don't like white.
I do. You
I like
are so
color.
cute.
That's what we're gonna end up doing, Zach.
Why do none of these look like actual mountains? Most of them
There's a lot of mountains. They're all different
Mine
sizes.
is a little cave.
Zach, not right now. Put those
Mine
away.
is a huge cave. Mine is a big cave. Mine is like pretty good. Wow, it's actually
You see that?
Mr. W, or Mountain Fun Record.
Yeah. I'm the fun record in general.
So we just need to get your name tag.
ready for takeoff.
Hey, raise your hand if you have not had your mountain taped yet.
I have.
Class, class.
Yes, yes.
If you have not had your mountain taped, raise your hand. We did it. Woo-hoo.
Hard part is done.
Okay.
Let the mountain fly.
Now, Zachary, can you borrow one of your markers? Which color would you like to use? Red or blue? Oh, use red. Okay, so now we're going to pull out, do you guys have markers in your desk?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and pull out markers. Any color of marker you want.
If you need one, I have some.
Any color of marker.
Piece of paper.
Use shouldn't be throwing our mountains on the floor. We should be having our mountains sit nice and straight on our desk. Giovanni, put it right on your desk.
Boys and girls, it cannot be your expo marker. It has to be a washable marker.
Like that? I know what you're saying.
This is after.
Is this a washable marker? I need it.
Okay, raise your hand if you do not have a marker. Everyone have markers? Okay, everyone should be right at their seat. And so look at your mountain model. Try to find the highest points of your mountain. Which ones are the highest points? And we're gonna take our marker. Oh, well. We're gonna take our marker and we're gonna mark on those highest points of the mountain. All over. I want you to put as much marker ink as you possibly can on there. Just color and color and color.
I know what's going on.
Yep, on the
I know
highest
exactly what we're doing.
And if you guys need to, you guys can put your hands under like I
I
have.
took away his yellow marker,
And that way it's easier to kind of color on it.
but because I wanted him to do it.
Wait.
You guys got it.
I think we're gonna make a river. I can't feel it. I just made a getting on my hand.
And you're coloring the top. So go ahead and color the top of it.
That's
Make sure you're really getting that marker into the creases, guys, okay?
Straight.
I
Good.
know it. We're
Marker all over.
I see everybody else doing it.
All over the top. You are already if you help, you can put your hand under.
Is this
And so you can put more. You can put, yeah, you can put colors.
I colored it too much.
More.
Hole in it.
I'm done. You had your-
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead and move to a different spot.
Come on.
Kind of move all over the
Time
map.
to use orange. Now I'm using orange. Is this good?
Put some more ink on there, just so I was trying to put all over.
This size is easier because
Ink all over.
yeah, buddy. And I'm gonna add some yellow. I love it. You are so cute. You put our color.
Yep. All over. Very nice. Yeah, all over. All
Okay, look
over.
at the stems.
Is this
Color
good?
all over.
Is this good?
That's good. Put some more ink on there. I know. Ink, just color on it. Just color on the piece. Giovanni, quietly.
Ready now. I need more
I'll give you guys about 2 more minutes to get as much ink on the highest points.
the highest point.
The highest points.
I did it
It'll work out. 2 more minutes. Make sure we're focusing on the top and not on the bottom piece of paper.
Now look at mine. That just looks like a scrambled mess. No, I'm scrambled. Okay, this is what you always. Mine's gonna be a volcano. This is what you never do.
Very good.
Mine looks actually like a hot dog.
It
Whoa,
does
I'm
look
doing
like
it.
a hot dog.
Can I see? Hold on, I see.
Okay. Now, we're going to, I need to see who the quietest team is. I need to see who the quietest team is. Oh, everyone got really quiet. Because they get to do our project first. And the paper I'm passing out right now is going to be used whenever you aren't over at the activity station. I want you to draw a picture of me on the tallest mountain ever in a canoe. I want to be in the coolest canoe on top of a mountain. So I want you guys to draw these pictures of me on the tallest mountain. I want them to be so detailed and pretty.
Why you?
It doesn't have to be me, you guys can do whoever. You can do Miss Grant, Mr. W, anybody. Yeah, you can do a dog, anybody. Somebody on top of a high mountain in the canoe.
Even LeBron James.
You can do one of your friends.
Yours looks like a paper
Whoever you want.
I know who I'm gonna put up here with my coat.
Oh, very good.
I'm gonna draw me.
Draw your friend.
Me.
Okay, you should be sitting nice and quiet. Sitting nice and quiet. And I'm gonna go over some safety.
What is that?
So we have, I know you've all
That's a
probably
canoe.
seen the squirt bottles.
It looks like a lemon.
We're gonna go over some safety with the squirt bottles. Are we gonna spray ourselves?
No.
No. Are we gonna spray our friends? No. So what are we gonna spray?
Our face. Wait, we're
No.
gonna spray
We're gonna spray only our model and our model only. And so when we call, oh, I need a 0. These are important instructions. When we're spraying our model, we're gonna spray it only 5 times. How many are we gonna spray it? 5 times. Okay, so we're gonna spray it 5 times and wait 1 minute. We're gonna observe what happens with the marker. What's it gonna do? And then we're gonna spray it 5 more times. So how many sprays are we doing total? 10. We're gonna do 10 sprays, only 10. So now, we're gonna call over teams to our activity area, and we're gonna call the teams who are being the quietest and showing our classroom expectations the best. So go ahead and work on your picture of whoever on top of the mountain in a canoe, and just work on those. I think team 3 is ready to go ahead and come on over to their activity station with their models. So team 3, Aubrey, Ella, and Aaron. Okay, so go ahead and put your models down. Okay, and go ahead and spray 5. Spray 5 times. 1. No. Yep, you can do yours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now wait. There you go.
Oh, they want like an upfield.
2, 3,
That should be at a 0.
5. Okay. Okay, we'll go, Ella, go from the weight. Yep, that's all we have. So what is it doing? Okay, and wait, we're gonna see what happens.
Very good.
So what is their water? There we go.
You guys can color your pictures if you're done drawing.
Uh-huh. So spray 5 more times. Spray 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take these back. You guys can go ahead. That's very wet. We're gonna.
Oh wait,
It's gonna be a little messy. That's what science is, isn't it? Science is fun. There we go.
Wait, so what do we draw on this?
Somebody in a canoe on top of a big mountain. Okay, I'm looking for the next team that is sitting the quietest.
What happened?
Everyone's doing so good. Let's do team 1. I'm gonna clean up from our first team.
Draw what happened to your mountain. Show me what happened.
Okay, sit down. Still. Okay, now we're gonna take our bottles. You wanna take your bottle in your hand? We're gonna spray it 5 times, so count with me. First spray 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, everyone halt and wait. What is your water doing? Or what is your marker doing?
It's being washed down by the water.
I see what Mary is doing. Move all the way down.
Now I'm gonna get it right.
So let's spray 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Okay, all of yours is, you have created somewhere, right? Good, we're gonna spray, spray. Really good. Let's see it fall down. Good job. Yep. Okay, so what we're gonna do before we get back to our desk is pour it out onto our plastic. There we go. Right here. You're gonna pour yours. That way we don't, we get as much off as we can before we go back.
See the white
But that's the fun side. Okay, you guys can go ahead and take it back to your desk. Okay, sounds good.
I'm trying to make this so
Good job. Like it.
okay, I think it's enough to fall now. And my picture's done, so all I need is to get spray. Okay.
I like seeing everyone's pictures. We have about 3 more teams to do. We're gonna see how quiet everyone is. Yep.
This is a boy.
Ruh-roh, Jackie.
It's a boy. What's the That's me.
I like seeing everyone's pictures. We're waiting for Miss Grant to get back to something really quick. Very nice. Keep working on as much detail as possible. So pretty and beautiful. I like seeing everyone's pictures. Oh, very nice. I love it. Oh, very nice. I like all of your pictures.
Look what I made.
I like that some of you are adding some more detail. Very nice. I like some of you are adding some more detail to your mountains.
It's like water. It's like a and this is like the mountain right here.
That's very cool. We're waiting for Miss Grant to get back.
I need
With
spray.
something.
It's like a
Yep, well, have to sit down to your team. You have to sit down and fight. Yeah, we have to get back to make sure your team is able to do it. I got all of your guys' pictures later.
Speaking of
No. Now wear the glasses today too.
Team 4, you guys are sitting so nice and quiet. Go ahead and bring your models over to the activity station. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Okay, fellas, go ahead and come on over. Okay, spray your hands. Josiah. Yep, this hand sanitizer, not water. Okay, so now we're going to spray 5 things of water onto our models, okay? Oops, there we go. Okay, let's count all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hold. What is our water doing? Does anybody see what water is doing? Marker's dripping down. Oh, yeah.
This is Mount Aaron, Lake Brooks.
Ooh, Okay. That is beautiful. Okay, and we're gonna spray it 5 more times. So get your bottles ready. Spray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey. Wow.
It's really now looks like a volcano.
Oh, that does look like
And then when it's like a river.
It does. Okay.
It's a black.
Okay, so now what you guys can do before you get back to your desk, you're gonna take your paper and you're gonna dump it and shake it onto the plastic. Dump and shake onto the plastic.
Is that how we do it?
Yep. Because it's messy and science is messy and fun. Okay. Okay, now you guys can go ahead and take your models back to your desk. That looks so cool. I love them. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to call your teacher.
That's great.
Okay, go ahead and go sit at your desk.
When did you say we could talk? These things are really This thing is really so
Okay, I'm looking for the next quietest team, sitting nice and quiet, waiting to be called on.
Very good, Zach. Thank you.
Next team.
Okay, if you are done with your canoe, you can turn that over and draw what happened to your mountain.
Group 2, you guys are all sitting so nice and quiet. Go ahead and bring the model over to the activity area.
Team 5? No, team 2. Did you play team 5?
Not yet, Josiah.
For your hands.
Miss Grant,
Adding some last details.
Miss Sam already went halfway down the mountain. Not mountain. Oh. She already went halfway down. It's perfect to picture.
So everyone grab their bottle.
Well, it's just a bird.
Yep.
You look like,
Okay,
you look like
at the polar parts of your mouth. Okay, I'm gonna spray caution on your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I use my brown.
Spray your lip. Just spray.
in a mountain never even.
2, 3,
There.
5.
And now we're going to add a
Can I see your other side?
picture.
Can you go to the river?
Yeah.
Good job.
This whole
Okay, go ahead and pick up the bottle. Spray for 5 more times. So 1, 2,
It looks like a muddy mountain. It looks like
Is that why you gave me one?
now we're going to have to take our models
I'll eat it again.
and dump them onto the plastic. Just kind of dump them.
You don't want to draw on my desk, but you have to draw on my desk.
I saw it. Is
Whoa, look at all those pretty blues.
that yours?
I made my gray. Grandpa,
Yeah,
are you
good
done
job.
with the gray?
Okay, Zach, go back to your seat, please. Go back to your seat.
It just does. Okay, good job. You guys can go ahead and get back to your desk. Very Okay. Team 5, go ahead and come on over to the activity area. Woo, you guys quick, you guys excited?
So he's actually kind of made out. Oh gosh, I got it
Go
on
ahead and sit where. Okay, and we're gonna spray. We're gonna spray our hands first. I'm like, they don't got food. Okay. So we're okay, so go ahead. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it 5 more times. Everyone pick up your bottles. Spray. 1, 2, 4. Very nice. Okay. You guys can go ahead and put your spray bottle and dump it out on the plastic. Shake it out. Yep, that's the point. Okay, so take back to your desk. And if you want to there we go. If it's a little too much, you guys can go ahead and put it into the sink area and put it on the sink. Okay. Oh, yeah. You should have okay. Okay, take it back to your desk. Take it back to your desk. Oh, man, that's all good. Pick them up. Okay. Oh, yeah, Okay. Everybody should be back at their desks with their models in front of them, or if it's too wet and it's in the sink, that's okay. Everyone back at their seat in their desk.
I'm putting that right there. In their desk.
Yep, sitting in their desks.
We don't sit in our desk or else
Sit in our chairs at our desk. There we go. Okay, so who can raise their hand and tell me what happened to your model? What happened to it? Ella, what happened to your model?
The water dripped down, but when I took it to my desk, it was something like this.
Uh-huh. So what did it make it look like? What did it remind you of that you've probably seen before? Stella,
A lake.
a lake, probably,
River.
or a river. Isabella, what did it remind you of, Izzy?
Hot dog.
Yours looks like a hot dog, yes. What did the water do? It
Looks like a waterfall.
it looks like a waterfall. And so all of our models started to kind of look like rivers flowing down.
I think I need to see mine.
So all the rivers flow down from the top of the mountain, and they'll always run into an ocean. So that's what makes oceans so big, is because all these rivers from all over fall.
Go to the ocean.
And so we'll watch the remaining videos. So decide you want to go turn off the lights really quick.
You could call me Sam. I could be because that's all my students.
Okay, I'll make sure to call you that. Okay, so everyone should be sitting in their chair at their desk, ready to listen to this video with the voice level of 0.
Why does a river flow? Why does the water move constantly from one place to another? You could probably think of a few different ideas. For example, maybe it's the wind. Like imagine if the wind blew across the surface of the water, pushing it along. That seems like it could explain why the water moves. But if you come back and observe any river day after day, you will find out, even on a calm day with no wind, the river still flows. It flows all the time, constantly. Wind and no wind, day and night, it doesn't matter. Well, could there be something pushing the water? You know, like if you have your hand in the water and you push on it, that makes the water move. So couldn't something be in the river pushing on it to make it flow? But if you go look, there's not anything you'd see in the water. Just looking at the river itself doesn't make it obvious why a river flows. So let's gather more information about rivers. Maybe like if we could look at rivers from above, like with a map. This is North America. Let me show you where some of the rivers are now. Let's compare these rivers with each other and see if rivers have anything in common. We call that looking for patterns. Just to be extra helpful, I've included arrows to show which direction the rivers flow. Have a look and discuss. Do rivers have anything in common which could help you figure out why they flow? Now here's a hint. Take this river for example. Since rivers flow from one place to another, look at where each river starts and where each river ends. Do all the rivers have anything in common? Can you find any patterns?
Okay, so what are you guys noticing about where all the rivers start? Where do all of the rivers start? Easton? What do you notice about where all the rivers start? They just kind of start in the middle of the map, don't they? They don't really start anywhere that we can see right
And they
now.
all go in the ocean.
Oh, this would be nice. is right here, this is where a big mountain range is, just like the mountains we had made. And so, what happens in mountain areas usually? Does it snow a lot, or is it like really hot at the mountains? Snow. And so what do you guys think, what happens when all that snow melts? Where does it go?
To the water and rivers.
It makes rivers and it flows. Where does it end? Where do all these rivers end?
To the ocean.
In the ocean, even over here, and here, and here. So that's why we made the mountains, is because that's where most of our rivers start, and then they'll flow all the way down to our oceans. And we'll watch the next video.
Mine looks so pretty.
Did you notice the pattern of where the rivers go? Well, let's see. This river, right here on the map, flows out towards the ocean. So does this one. And this one here, it's the largest river in North America, the Mississippi River.